So you join me in the wallpaper aisles. I am on the hunt for something sagey green with a bit of a pattern to it. Had a look on Woody's first and I did get some samples. I find they can be good for budget wallpaper. I went in with the intention of getting a wallpaper that mimics a beadboard wood paneling effect. I'm helping out with a room makeover, but the budget is quite small. And I know that you can get wallpaper in the likes of B&Q and Woody's for around the 20 quid mark a roll. I ended up settling on a design that I found in B&Q. It's a damask style, but if you look closely at the green paper, there's actually a hedgehog and a rabbit in it. And this roll was €29, which I don't think was too bad at all. Consider, I'm used to spending a good 60 quid on a Laura Ashley, so I thought 29, that's not too bad. I also got the faux beadboard wallpaper in B&Q and that was $19.99 a roll. So if you do want to do a faux beadboard effect, maybe you like the style of paneling but you don't want to commit to the cost of the wood, this is a nice cost-effective option and this wallpaper is paintable. Sometimes when I am helping out people, I'm not always able to share their rooms. Well, I am a YouTuber and I plaster my house all over my channel. I respect and understand that not everybody wants to do that, as it does open the door for unwanted, I suppose, comments, guests and criticism on your home. And while I don't mind that, I know that a lot of people don't want that kind of attention. So I can share this corner that I am working on and I am cleaning down some trim that is already here. The doors have been painted in a gloss finish and you can see that there is some yellowing gone on the trim from the oil-based gloss paint. So on this corner, I am getting the walls as clean as I can, although there is quite some damage to them. I'm going to paint the trim and I'm going to start doing some of the wallpaper. I actually won't be finishing this wallpaper as there are other people helping out in this space, but I just wanted to get a start on it to see what it was going to look like. If you are in a home and you notice that the paint has started to go yellow, it may be because it is an oil-based paint. So a lot of gloss paints, some of them can be oil-based. A good way to tell is when you look on the paint can and you will see a warning, well you will in the EU anyway or in Ireland, you'll see a thing and it'll say high in VOCs. And normally when something is high in VOCs, it could be oil-based. And the likes of water-based paints, they will say low in VOCs. If you were to put a water-based paint on top of an oil-based paint, it's not going to adhere because water and oil, well it will adhere but it just won't adhere great. So it's recommended to prime it and then you can go on with a water-based paint. Gloss and oil-based, they do last longer, but one of the downsides is they can discolor and go yellow over time. And then water-based paints, they're not going to change in colour but they might not be as durable. So there is the trade-off. But if you're ever in doubt, I love going to the independent decor shops. I find the staff that work there, they get a lot of tradespeople coming in, so they know just have a lot of product knowledge compared to the larger chain stores. In my own home, I always use a water-based paint. My kitchen cabinets are painted, my skirting boards. I'm thinking of things that have like high traffic. I've no chips on the kitchen cabinets. The skirting boards, I don't know. I think there's little fairies that go around kicking my skirting boards. But I do find water-based is quite durable. And you'll notice with paints nowadays, there's so many new technologies and things. I try to use paint that is as low in VOCs and all those nasties. But I think if I was painting, an old front door, let's say, I would love a gloss finish. Now, not on mine because it's PVC, but I'm thinking of like those lovely Victorian houses. I feel like those gloss would be beautiful on that. But anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. Also, the wallpaper is paintable, but at the moment it is not painted, so that's what it looks like when you first put it on. But you can paint this with a wall paint if you wanted it to colour match in a room. And there is some progress made on this room. I may be able to come back and share a little bit more. So thank you for understanding why it's not a full before after styly of video. So we are back in my own house because sometimes this happens where what I have planned for a YouTube video does not go to plan, which can be kind of frustrating. So I did plan on this video being a full room makeover with lovely before and afters, but that hasn't gone to plan. So while I'm waiting on some work to be done on that project, let's use the free time we have to finally tackle jobs in my own living room and house. And I know you guys love a satisfying bit of cleaning in the house. It's been months since I got around to tackling the windows. Normally I can get away with a cloth and some vinegar solution, but every now and again, and especially after the spring trees have flowered, so around about April, May time, lots of the trees in the area are in flower, and I find that they leave a grime on the window, and especially with the greenhouse, I do need to tackle the greenhouse, but that is for a whole other video. So I just use dish soap, good old fairy washing up liquid, in a bucket of warm water with a sweeping brush, and then I use an extendable squeegee. Now I do have a bungalow, so my windows aren't too high. My windows are now cat televisions, so the inside of my windows, I used to get away with cleaning that literally every 6 months, but because I have little paws in the window, you'll probably see them following the squeegee. But yes, because the little paws spend most of their day sitting in the window, I have to make sure it's nice and clean for them. And something I've noticed, because we have a little bit of sunshine this week, my God, when you clean the windows, you don't realize how dirty they are until you clean them, and you're like, oh my God, I can see out the window and everything just looks crisp. So yeah, it kind of gives you a new perspective. Who knew cleaning the windows could be so philosophical? Something I have been doing for the past, I'm going to say week and a half, is trying to reduce my screen time. And I feel like it's something I always battle with. Those darn smartphones are so useful when it comes to tools like Google Maps and having all your music in your pocket. But I have, I suppose, a love-hate relationship with my phone. And I had a realization when I was organizing these books. First of all, I want to organize these by color and height as best I can, because my regular viewers might recognize when I went to a charity shop back in, I'm going to say maybe February, I was looking for the writing desk table that I got. It was in that video. And this charity shop had color coded books, and it was so satisfying. Now, this isn't something I would do often, but it's nice background footage for what I want to chat about. But as I was organising my books, I will honestly tell you, I've probably read 2 or 3 books out of these 2 shelves, including Monty Don. I haven't read his new gardening book. It has just been sitting in the little library. So something I observed about myself is whenever I get a moment of boredom or procrastination, when I want to, I don't know, numb my brain, I pick up my smartphone, and half the time I'm not even looking at anything in particular. I will go on YouTube, and I noticed that my brain was just consuming a lot of information and I was feeling just overwhelmed. And when I am going through an anxious spell, one of the feelings that's most uncomfortable is like a feeling of detachment and not feeling grounded and feeling spacey and just disconnected to my surroundings. And I've noticed that my smartphone, when I'm scrolling on social media apps, it exacerbates it, makes it worse. I have seen people using Nokia phones. My mum has a Nokia, and I still enjoy the apps on my phone that are tools. So for example, I love having a camera and a video on my phone. I love having Google Maps. Those kind of things are really helpful, and they're not the things that are overwhelming me. When I was looking at my kind of screen time usage, it is the social media apps are the ones that are giving my brain the most fog, I think. And I know our brains are not made to digest all of the information that we get in one day. So I downloaded an app. The irony of having to download an app to stop you from looking at things online. So I find the built-in restrictions on my phone too easy to bypass, and I find them useless, so they don't work. I also delete apps and then I reinstall them when I want to use them, but that still doesn't stop me enough from scrolling. So I downloaded an app that you can't get around. So I only have 10 minutes of time on a social media app before it kicks me out. And that's a really good way to stop me from scrolling. And it's made me more conscious of what I want to consume. It's only been a week and a bit, but already I've noticed I am not picking up the phone when I want to procrastinate. And something I recently had a hair appointment, and I've had a B manual book sitting on my bedside locker that I haven't read. And I had a good 2-hour colour session. My ladies know when you have to get the greys done and the highlights topped up, it's a long session. I brought a book with me. And for the whole 2-hour session in the hair salon, I got 100 pages of this manual that I've been wanting to read for ages. And I came out and I just felt my head was clearer. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was like a productivity or anything like that. I just felt like I had given myself a space to just, like, I could have scrolled on my phone. And if you enjoy it and, you know, social media doesn't give you that effect, amazing. There's no, I suppose, right or wrong. But just for me, I've noticed that lately, especially going through like an anxious spell, it's making things worse. So yeah, I'd love to know, are you like me? Or do you have any tips for managing your phone usage? And do you struggle with it as well? Or have you found ways to kind of, I don't know, live alongside it? Social media and phones are not going to go anywhere. So I think, I don't know, they've definitely been made to be addictive to the brain. But I'm trying to get dopamine hits in the real world and not from my phone. Hello. Miss Boogie will not be happy because I need to clean your spot. I'm going to take the covers off the sofa and put them in the washing machine because I'm heading out now. And then when I come back, I will dry them. And then this evening, we have a nice clean couch, Boogie. Yes. I'm only doing one couch because the other little love seat, I think it's called, doesn't get any love, doesn't get used. My niece and nephew jump on it. That's the only action it gets. So I'm not going to do the grey floral couch. But I will do this one because I have been rotting here watching Bridgerton. Literally rotting. And I'm like, I need to freshen this up. I feel like as the weather gets warmer in summer, stuffiness. And I feel like the couch harbours the stuffiness. And especially with this one, because this is her spot. But let's clean our rotting bug. Let's clean it. Mwah. In Ireland, you will often hear us say there is great drying weather out there today. And if there's one job we love to do in the summer, especially when it's sunny outside, is washing the seat covers or your duvet or chunky blankets, because there is great drying weather out there. I don't know if maybe we don't have dryers. I know I don't have a clothes dryer. My mom has one. Some of my friends have them, but we're just afraid to use them because the price of electricity. So you will see washing lines full of cushion covers, duvet sheets, even the duvet itself, blankets. On a sunny day in Ireland, they will be jam-packed with all of the things we have been waiting all winter to clean, which is exactly what I'm doing now. To be honest, I probably only wash the seat covers, I'm going to say max twice a year. I might wash these again in autumn, again if there's a nice drying day, so that they're fresh for going into winter. But I'm not going to lie to you and say I clean these once a month, because I absolutely do not. One thing I do have to do is I obviously have to hoover them almost every day, but that's just normal for me. When you have pets, you just become accustomed to the daily hoover of the fluff bunnies, especially from Bjog, since she is very fluffy. Actually, funny story, I had to order a pet shaver, so like a little electric shaver. I think I just got it off Amazon. And I had to shave Bjog's fluffy bum because she had, in fairness, it was my fault. She likes to eat what I'm eating, but obviously I can't allow that all of the time. And I gave her a piece of chicken because chicken's fine, but there was a tiny bit of spice on it, on the skin. And you can probably guess what happened. She had a slightly runny stool the next day, which resulted in me having to bathe her bum in the sink. So I decided while she's young to get her used to maybe having her hair trimmed. She was also suffering from some hairballs as well. So I had to shave my cat's bum. So yeah, but it has helped. Obviously she has long hair and things like hairballs and stuff. I just wanted to help her out. So I shaved her bum so she has a lovely trimmed bum so that things don't get stuck in it. And I did shave a little bit of her tail as well. And I help her a bit more with grooming. So she has to get brushed once a day, if not twice a day. I just don't want any of her fur becoming matted. And she's not like Bon. Bon absolutely loves the brush, but he's short hair, but he loves getting brushed and Bjog doesn't, and she is the one that needs more brushing. But yeah, I just thought that was funny, having to literally shave my cat's bum. I've also realised that there has not been enough cat content in previous videos, and it's because I don't have the cats in the garden at the moment. They get a little supervised walk around because there's a lot of young baby birds in it, so they haven't been in garden videos. I don't know why they haven't been in other videos. Like if they're pottering around and follow me around, you'll see them in clips, but I got some cute clips of them playing. And also I can't believe they're not even a year old yet. So I think their actual birthday is around August time, and I adopted them the first week of October. So they're not even a full year born and they're already huge, especially Bon. He's probably bigger than what Blondie was. Now Bjork still has her cute little kind of kitten face, but I can see hers filling out and stretching out as well. Hopefully in a future video soon, I will be able to revisit the living room makeover that I was doing on the side, and I can share a bit more of that space, maybe doing some of the decorating with the trinkets and decor pieces. If you're new to the channel or you missed my living room makeover from last year, I will link to those videos because it's been a full year now since I did fresh wallpaper and wall paneling, and I did over my living room because it was feeling really stale. And I have to say, I absolutely love my living room now, and it's much easier for me to clean and keep on top of. My regular viewers will know, if you've stumbled across some of my decluttering videos, especially ones from years ago, I like to put stuff things in places that they shouldn't, but I've been able to keep on top of the cabinets that I have. I think I just got a bit smarter with my storage. So my living room, I generally just have to tidy away a few bits that's on the table and dust, do the windows and blinds and clean. I don't have to do as much decluttering in this space as I used to. Now the kitchen and the other spaces, they're a different story, but I have to say I have been loving the living room since I gave it a freshen up last year. And aside from some cat hair and a few scratches on the paintwork on the windowsill, it is holding up well to the traffic of paws that run across it. So yeah, if you're looking for, I love a kind of cottage style, light and airy decor. So if that is your thing, I will link those videos. I think there's like 3 of them. I'll pop them into the description. I'll put a card here and you can check them out. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And for my regular viewers, thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.